The snow fell silently outside their bedroom window, blanketing their neighborhood in a pristine layer of white that transformed familiar streets into a winter wonderland. 6 inches had accumulated overnight, turning their driveway into an obstacle course that would challenge even the most determined walker. For most people, it was the perfect excuse to stay inside with hot coffee and a good book. But for Sarah, it was just another barrier between her and the hospital patients who desperately needed her care. David stretched lazily in their warm bed, savoring the luxury of a Sunday off while his wife Sarah hurried around their bedroom, pulling on her scrubs with the practiced efficiency of someone who had dressed for work in the dark countless times. As a nurse, Sarah's schedule didn't bend for weather, holidays, or personal convenience. When the hospital called, when patients needed life-saving care, she went, regardless of what Mother Nature had dumped on their doorstep overnight. "Honey," Sarah called from the bathroom where she was quickly braiding her hair. "Would you mind shoveling a path to the car? I really don't want to soak my shoes before a 12-hour shift." Her voice carried the gentle tone of someone making what seemed like a reasonable request from a partner she trusted to have her back. David's response came without hesitation, delivered from the comfort of their heated bedroom. "I'll start your car and clean off the snow, but asking me to shovel a path is going too far." The words hung in the air like icicles, cold, sharp, and impossible to ignore. Sarah paused in the middle of tying her shoes, processing the rejection of what she had assumed would be a simple act of love and support. Here she was, about to spend her entire day caring for strangers in life-and-death situations, and her husband was drawing the line at 10 minutes of shoveling to keep her feet dry. Sarah's mind raced through the logistics of her day ahead. 12 hours of running between patient rooms, lifting heavy patients, standing on her feet until they ached, making split-second decisions that could mean the difference between life and death. She would comfort grieving families, hold the hands of scared children, and push through exhaustion to provide the best care possible. All of this while wearing wet shoes that would squelch with every step, leaving her feet cold and uncomfortable throughout her entire shift. The contrast was stark and painful. David, warm and comfortable in their bed with nowhere to be and nothing urgent to accomplish, couldn't be bothered to spend a few minutes ensuring his wife's basic comfort as she headed out to save lives. The man who claimed to love her more than anything was unwilling to prevent her from trudging through 6 inches of snow in her work shoes because he found the request too demanding. Sarah stared at her reflection in the bathroom mirror, seeing not just her own face, but the face of someone whose partnership felt suddenly unbalanced. She thought about all the times she had worked overtime to help families in crisis, all the holidays she had missed to care for patients, all the exhausting shifts she had endured to make a difference in the world. And her husband couldn't shovel snow. "Fine," Sarah said quietly, her voice barely masking the hurt that was rapidly transforming into something harder and more permanent. She finished lacing up her shoes, knowing they would be soaked before she even reached the car. David remained in bed, apparently satisfied that starting her car absolved him of any further responsibility for her well-being. As Sarah opened the front door and stepped into the bitter cold, snow immediately began seeping through her shoes. Each step toward her car was a reminder of the support she wasn't getting from the person who was supposed to care about her most. The path that could have been cleared in 10 minutes would now become a daily reminder of this moment, a symbol of a marriage where convenience trumped compassion. David rolled over in bed, pulling the covers higher and settling back into his Sunday morning comfort. He had drawn his line in the snow, literally and figuratively, without considering what that line might cost his marriage. Sometimes the smallest gestures reveal the biggest truths about love, partnership, and the priorities that define us. What do you think? Should David have shoveled the path for his nurse wife heading to work? Or was Sarah asking too much on his day off? Have you ever felt unsupported by your partner during crucial moments? Share your thoughts. This story has couples everywhere debating what love really looks like in action.